I never expected to stand face to face with an alien princess, much less refuse to kneel before her. And I definitely never expected her to smile and say, "You're just my type." To understand how that moment happened and why it changed the course of my life, you need to know how I ended up on Atherion, the jewel world of the Seryth Dominion. It began with a crash. A violent, catastrophic crash. My squadron had been patrolling the neutral zone between human space and Seryth territory when an unknown energy surge hit our ships. Systems failed. Our vessels spiraled downward like falling stars. I woke up among the wreckage of my escape pod, half buried in luminous, white sand. Everything hurt. The sky above was a swirling violet haze. Atherion. There was no mistaking it. Every human soldier knew the stories. Beautiful.
Deadly.
Home to the Seryth royal line, towering humanoids marked by shimmering crystalline patterns across their skin. And humans were not welcome here. I staggered away from the broken pod.
My comms were fried. My sidearm was gone.
The air smelled sweet, almost too sweet, like flowers engineered in a lab. A sound cut through the silence. Metallic.
Precise.
I turned, slowly raising my hands. A group of tall, armored Seryth warriors surrounded me, their weapons glowing with plasma threads. "Human," one hissed. "On royal soil." Another stepped forward. "You will kneel." His tone made it clear this wasn't a request. Tradition said that any outsider brought before the Seryth royal family must kneel upon introduction. No exceptions. But something in me resisted immediately. Maybe it was the concussion. Maybe it was the sheer absurdity of the situation. Or maybe I'd been a soldier too long to bow to anyone.
"I'm not kneeling," I said.
Every warrior stiffened, as if I'd insulted their ancestors. Before any of them could react, a voice echoed across the dunes, smooth, commanding, unmistakably feminine. "Bring him to me." The warriors parted instantly, and I saw her. Princess Lyrana of the Seryth Dominion. Even among her people, she must have been considered breathtaking. Her skin shimmered like opal under sunlight, colors shifting subtly as she moved. Her hair fell past her shoulders in metallic strands that seemed alive. Eyes bright, sharp, glowing faintly with violet light. She didn't walk. She glided. 2 guards flanked her, but she radiated enough authority to make them seem decorative. Her gaze swept over me. "This," she said, "is the human who refuses to kneel?" Her tone wasn't angry. It was intrigued. One guard bowed. "Yes, Princess." We were about to. Silence. The guard froze. Lyrana stepped closer, studying me with unnerving intensity. She circled once, as though examining a rare specimen. I tried not to flinch. "My name is Orion," I said, voice hoarse. "Orion Hale." She smiled faintly. "A name meaning hunter." How fitting. Her eyes locked with mine. "Kneel," she said, not harshly but softly, almost like a challenge. I took a slow breath. "I can't do that." She raised a brow. "Can't or won't?" "Won't." Her smile widened, sharp yet warm. "Good." I blinked. "Good." She leaned in slightly. "You're just my type." The guards looked horrified. I looked confused. Lyrana looked delighted. "Take him to the palace," she ordered. "And do not harm him." As they escorted me away, her voice carried after us, amused and full of something I couldn't identify. "I like this one." The Seryth Palace was unlike anything I had ever seen. Towering crystalline spires, floating walkways, gardens that glowed with bioluminescent trees. Every corner hummed with subtle energy, as if the palace itself were alive. They brought me to a lavish chamber and posted guards at the door. No handcuffs. No interrogation. Just waiting. Hours passed before the door slid open and Princess Lyrana entered. She dismissed the guards with a glance. The door sealed shut. "You look confused," she said, walking toward me with effortless grace. "I am," I admitted. "You arrest me, then give me a luxury room?" She tilted her head. "Is comfort not preferable to a cell?" "Sure, but why give me comfort at all?" She stopped in front of me, close, too close. I could see the shifting colors on her skin glimmering like stars in motion. "Because," she said softly, "you interest me." I forced myself to stay steady. "Because I didn't kneel?" "In part." She smiled. "Most species kneel before the Seryth royals, without hesitation. To refuse is dangerous. Yet you did." I shrugged. I didn't mean disrespect. I just couldn't make myself bow to someone I'd never met. Lyrana's eyes brightened. Honesty. Rare. She paced slowly, hands clasped behind her back. "Your people and mine," she said, "exist in constant tension. Too many lies. Too many masks. But you spoke your truth without fear." She turned toward me again. "That is why I want you close." "Close," I repeated. "Yes." She folded her arms. "You are not a prisoner, or I inhale. You are my guest." My eyebrows shot up. "Your guest? On a world where humans aren't allowed." "My world," she corrected. "And I decide who is allowed." Before I could respond, she stepped even closer, her voice lowering. "And I have decided I want you at my side." My heart thudded. "Why?" I asked quietly. Her answer was a whisper. "Because you are the first person in years to defy me without hate and without fear." Over the next days, Lyrana kept me near her almost constantly. She showed me the glowing gardens where plants responded to her touch. She brought me to the palace observatory, where the sky shimmered with 2 moons and a ribbon of cosmic dust. Everywhere we went, people stared. A human walking beside the princess? It was unthinkable. At first, I thought she simply enjoyed challenging tradition. She had that rebellious spark in her. But slowly I realized it was more. She asked questions, real questions. What is human laughter like? Why do your people value freedom so deeply? How does courage form? Is it born or learned? At times, she seemed less like a princess and more like a curious scholar trapped by the expectations of royalty. One night, she took me to her private wing, a place no outsider had stepped foot in for centuries. Crystal lamps glowed softly around us. "Orion," she said, "may I ask you something personal?" "Sure." "When you refused to kneel, what did you feel?" I thought carefully. Truth? I felt scared. I thought the guards were going to cut me down. "And yet you still refused." Her voice softened. "Why?" "Because kneeling is something you do, for someone you choose to follow, not someone who demands it." Her eyes widened, shimmering brighter. "That," she whispered, "is exactly why I want you here." Compared to her, I felt like an open book. But she was a galaxy I was still trying to understand. Peace didn't last long. A week after my crash, as I walked beside her into a council chamber, the room fell silent. 12 high-ranking Seryth nobles turned their luminous eyes toward us. One rose. Tall. Severe. Radiating hostility. "Princess Lyrana," he said, "this is unacceptable. A human cannot stand at your side." "He stands where I permit," she replied calmly. Another noble spoke. "Humans are dangerous. Unpredictable." Lyrana's tone hardened. "So are we."